up on Peninsula Beat, it's time to get ready for a whale of a time at the Palos Verdes Interpretive Center. The Palos Verdes Peninsula Chamber of Commerce celebrates a big birthday. It's time to learn about native plants at the Palos Verdes Interpretive Center. The Botanic Garden displays a new way you can connect with nature. John Clayton gives us a history lesson at the Miraleste Library. And why did a star athlete from PVIC choose to play water polo? The answer might surprise you. And it's time to celebrate the annual Norris Theater Gala. Whale watch season is here, and that means it's time to get ready for a whale of a day. The 32nd annual Whale of a Day celebration takes place March 12th at the Point Vicente Interpretive Center. This fabulous family event is co-sponsored by the City of RPV and the docent organization Los Serenos de Point Vicente. Liz Brown-Swanson joins us from the PVIC with all the details. Liz.
Today I'm at the Point Vicente Interpretive Center. A lot happening as always, getting ready for the upcoming Whale of a Day, the 32nd annual, right here on March 12th. And of course, it's peak whale watch season, so we're going to tell you all about that. Let's check it out and have a whale of a time.
So this is our 32nd Whale of a Day, Liz, which is really exciting. So we have lots of games for activities for kids to participate in. We've got some art vendors. We have over 20 organizations that are all environmentally themed, which is really great.
Year after year, Whale of a Day brings the community together to celebrate the gray whale migration from Alaska to Mexico along RPV's beautiful coast.
Whale of a Day is fabulous. It's one of the best whale education and recreation days that you can go to along the coast. We have all sorts of groups here. We have crafts, we've got activities, kids games. The public again comes out here and we ring a bell, we spot whale sightings. It's fabulous. It's a great chance for the public to see science in action and to help participate too.
The gathering takes place at the Point Vicente Interpretive Center, the city's natural history museum and prime whale watching spot. For you, what do you get excited about for Whale of a Day when it comes?
You know, it's all the partnerships that the city's really developed, whether it's with law enforcement or it's the community. Our docents do a great job of hosting this event in with the city, and it's just it's great to see the public come out and get to experience PVIC, get to experience all that really the Hill has to offer, because it really is geared toward marine focuses, and it just kind of connects everything together.
The event, co-sponsored by the City of RPV and the docent organization Los Serenos de Point Vicente, is free to the public, with shuttles running all day from City Hall.
It's something we put on every year, and it's so much fun. We have, it's a family-oriented thing. We have games. We celebrate the gray whale, particularly. We have the Aquarium in the Pacific coming. We have crafts and games for the children. We have the inflatables, which the kids love. And it's just really a fun time. From all the years, it's been fun.
Whale of a Day offers fun and educational activities for all ages, from museum tours to counting the whales with volunteers from the American Cetacean Society.
We've been doing this. I started up it's the only full season gray whale census in the world. It's the 33rd year, and it's all staffed by citizen scientists, by dedicated volunteers. So we never know what we're going to see on a given day. Today we've seen fin whales, humpbacks, bottlenose dolphin, common dolphin, white-sided dolphin.
How's it going, the whale watch season for 2015-16?
Oh, it's amazing this year. This is one of our highest southbound years. In fact, it's the third highest in 33 years, which is fantastic.
I love to watch what I call animal behavior, and you never know what you're going to see. Today we saw the most incredible spy hop with the gray whales. It was just incredible.
Maybe like once a week at least. Gotta look out there, and look for a blow. You see a lot of spray coming out, and that's what you follow. And usually they'll spray about 2 or 3 times, and they'll go down.
What do you enjoy most about Whale of a Day?
I just really love that everybody is here for one reason. Number one, of course, to see the whales, but also because everybody who comes to this event really does love the environment, especially our marine environment that's so precious to us here.
Well, another fantastic and busy day here at PVIC. We spotted in just 1 hour more than a half-dozen gray whales migrating, and there's a lot more to come here on Whale of a Day. So mark your calendar for March 12th. We hope to see you here with your family and friends. It's going to be a whale of a time. I'm Liz Brown-Swanson reporting for RPV TV.
Whale of a Day is free and open to the public. Parking is limited. Shuttles will run all day to and from the event from RPV City Hall. The Palos Verdes Peninsula Chamber of Commerce is celebrating 60 years of business in our community, and they're planning a celebration that you are invited to. Here's more about the event from the president and CEO, Eileen Hupp.
Oh, Marie, we are so excited. We are totally standing this event on its head. This is the 60th anniversary year for the Palos Verdes Peninsula Chamber of Commerce. And so we're really reinventing the Salute to Business event for this year only. And it will be a celebration of 60 years of business on the peninsula. So think about it as a high school reunion for all the businesses that you know and love. We have invited all of the former honorees going back to the 1990s when the Salute to Business Awards first started. So businesses that have been honored and that are outstanding through in our community for the past 30 some odd years will hopefully be in attendance. We could start with the Palos Verdes Art Center, which is celebrating 80 years this year, I believe. And we have, Admiral Risti 50 years and the Red Onion over 50 years and Malaga Bank at 30 years. So a lot of businesses that have been around for a long time. And then we will also be shining a light on the current businesses and the new businesses and even some of the businesses of the future that are being started by our young entrepreneurs.
What do you think is the secret to being so successful here on the Hill for a business?
That's a great question, and I really think it's being involved in the community. And clearly the Chamber of Commerce, being the preeminent professional and business organization on the Hill, makes the most sense for anyone who's in business to be a part of, because we will give you those business connections and those networking opportunities so that you can promote your business as well as all that we do to promote you.
The event will be here at Trump National. Tell us about the actual event.
Well, it will be a birthday bash for the Chamber, a celebration of 60 years of business on the peninsula. It will be Thursday, March 10th here at Trump National Golf Club. There will be dinner, dancing, cocktails, conversation, and camaraderie. Lots of fun. Feel free to wear that 60s attire, Maria. Welcome to the 60s. Break out those bell bottoms, your flower power outfits if you dare. If not, cocktail attire is perfectly acceptable as well. There will be some very unique twists that will only be available to people who are at the event on March 10th. One thing will be a fabulous opportunity drawing. It's coming to us through the generosity of Terranea. If you are present at the event, which you must be present to win, we will be having an opportunity drawing for a party and a picnic and a day at Terranea for you and 59 of your closest friends to get you to 60 people. This is the 60s after all, that's the theme. So that will be something. We're expecting some other things that you might see at Reunion, like photo booths and panoramic photos you'd want to be in, and all kinds of other surprises that we have planned for the evening. Well, first of all, let me say that the entire community is invited to this ticketed event. It will be a celebration of 60 years of all the businesses that we know and love across the peninsula. You may purchase your tickets online on the Palos Verdes Peninsula Chamber of Commerce website, which is palosverdeschamber.com, or just Google us, we come up first. Or you may call us at 310-377-8111. It's going to be a salute to business that we hope people will enjoy and be talking about for a long time to come.
And when we come back, how are Legos and nature connected? You're going to find out. And we'll take you to a native plant garden that's right in your own backyard. Don't go anywhere.
Recently, there has been an increase of burglaries in our community. The Sheriff's Department and the Police Department are working hard to combat the problem, and they would like you to get involved. If you see something, say something. If you see something out of the ordinary in your neighborhood, take pictures and call the police. Be on the lookout for unidentified vehicles or persons in your neighborhood, and write down license plate numbers and vehicle descriptions so you can give accurate information to law enforcement. Get to know your neighbors and form a neighborhood watch. Let neighbors know when you're out of town so they can watch over your house. Remember to lock your doors even when you're home. Secure gates and backyard access at all times. Keep valuables out of sight and arm your home with an alarm. Never let strangers inside of your home. Request identification from people who claim they need to work on your house or say they're from the utilities company. If you see something, say something. Let's prevent crime together. For more information on crime prevention, go to the website lameda.lasd.org.
There's a fun new way to get connected with nature. Between now and May 8th, a nationally touring exhibit made up entirely of Lego bricks is on display at the South Coast Botanic Garden. The exhibit, called Nature Connects, features larger-than-life Lego sculptures. Liz Brown-Swanson joins us from the garden, where the show is making its one and only Southern California stop.
Big, beautiful botanical sculptures made entirely of Legos dot the landscape at the South Coast Botanic Garden.
What's here, 27 different sculptures, all life-size, all made out of Lego bricks, all nature-themed. It's really exciting.
The Nature Connects exhibit is making its only Southern California stop at the South Coast Botanic Garden. The nationally touring show was created by New York artist Sean Kenny from nearly 500,000 Lego bricks.
Experience of being creative and being able to understand how interconnected nature really is really relates to Legos. Legos are a pervasive toy. Everybody understands what Legos do, and everybody has a little bit of an idea of a childhood memory from Legos, and nature does kind of end up connecting it that way.
The brilliant displays inspire all ages to connect with nature and find the child within.
I used to have even like flowered shaped Legos that I used to make little gardens with all the Legos, but Legos have always been a big part of my life, and to see them used in such a vast way is so interesting and lovely.
It is very exciting. It is a exhibit that is going to attract a great audience. Los Angeles Magazine covers all of LA County. Our readers are the people that are engaged in doing things throughout the county, and we were so excited to partner with the South Coast Botanic Gardens to bring this exhibit here and have the people close by enjoy, maybe reconnect. If you haven't brought your kids here in a while, it's time to come back.
We're 87 acres. The sculptures are placed in 15 different areas throughout the garden. So when visitors come, they'll be given a map to show where the different sculptures are. But another great thing that we added to this exhibit is the app. So we are encouraging everyone to use the Get Connected app, and that is a way to show exactly where you're at the garden and unlock even more information about the sculptures.
The garden's really, really excited to host this exhibit. It's the first large-scale exhibit that the garden's ever hosted, and to kind of give it a little bit of an education feel, we have our activity station. We have a nice place for them to relax and read books, thanks to the PV Library District. We also have just a very free-form build station as well, so they can really just work on their creativity.
Well, it sure is a lot of fun. We love coming to the botanical gardens, and when you add Legos in, it's just great.
So you can see so many fun ways to get connected here at the South Coast Botanic Garden. This beautiful hummingbird that awaits you, more than 31,000 Lego bricks went into building this masterpiece. You're not going to want to miss this. It is running through May 8th, and for all the information, you can log on to the website at southcoastbotanicgarden.org. I'm Liz Brown-Swanson, reporting for RPV TV.
That looks like fun. And from one garden to another, our intern reporter Lisa Varagos takes us to see some very special plants at the Palos Verdes Interpretive Center.
We're here with the California Native Plant Society Volunteer Day, watching these volunteers make a real difference as their efforts turn our beautiful Rancho Palos Verdes into an even more gorgeous and enjoyable place to be.
Yeah, we're actually hosting a garden event at the Point Vicente Interpretive Center. And today we're kind of reviving the native plant garden that was planted here in 1988. So over the years, we've struggled with drought and wind and all sorts of elements that come from nature and being right here on the coastline. Today is really a great way to get the community involved in this effort to bring awareness about California native plants and their conservation, and to just get some beautiful work done. We're just beautifying this garden, and it's just going to be a great resource for the public to enjoy.
So what began this project? How did you get involved initially?
Yeah, I was actually just involved in December of 2015, so this is a new project for me. But this project has been going on, probably since 2006 is when the CNPS really adopted this garden. They've been working on it, I'm sure, since the 80s as well, but that's really when the efforts have been happening, especially with the climate getting drier, where they've put in a lot more effort to, really restore this area.
And how often do the volunteers come and help out here, and where do the volunteers come from?
They come every month. I do monthly events every third Saturday is kind of what I'm going to be doing from March until December of this year. So we're going to try and make it like a regular thing. And then a lot of the volunteers that came today came from the Los Hermanos and the Las Hermanas group that are actually docents that do a lot of work here at the PVIC. And then we also reached out to Volunteer Match and other different online things and the local library. So it's all mostly people from the Rancho Palos Verdes area. And we're kind of going to use them to adopt this area is kind of the idea.
Hi, Jesse. So tell me, what brought you here today?
I'm subscribed to the city's listserv, and I noticed that there was a good volunteer event for gardening. This is my first year. I think all of our efforts make a small difference, and when we add them all together, maybe something will come of it.
This morning is our second time that the California Native Plant Society, headed by Megan Roy, is working with the city of Rancho Palos Verdes to make the garden beautiful all the way along the Point Vicente Interpretive Center here. The garden had been started many years ago, and it's been a bit neglected, so Megan's taken that up, and she is paid through a grant through the California Native Plant Society and the city of Rancho Palos Verdes. It's a collaboration.
And it looks like the turnout of volunteers is great. Are people very interested to be involved with this?
Absolutely. She's had from 15 to 20 volunteers each time that have shown up. I think we have 12 today. The students are looking for hours. This is very important to them for their schooling, for college applications, so they really want the hours. But I just feel it's really important, as you can probably see, the number of people that walk through here. Lots of people are walking this area from the lighthouse down through the Point Vicente bluffs. So we get lots of people looking at the garden too, and we're hoping that maybe they'll come help us.
I guess what they say is true. Parks really do make life better. This is Lisa Baragos reporting with RPV TV.
And now it's time for John Clayton, who gives us a history lesson into the only library in Rancho Palos Verdes.
I'm standing outside the entrance to one of the schools in Rancho Palos Verdes. And obviously schools mean learning, and learning means getting more information from books that you often find in a library. Now, where would you find a library in a place like this? Come with me and I'll show you what I think is one of the best kept secrets in RPV. I did some research before I came here, and I talked to some people at the school, and apparently this library plays, let's just say, an important part in the sort of ongoing educations of kids, because I mean kids means school and school means learning, so I'm assuming that learning makes them come here and find out a lot of more information.
That is the goal, most definitely, and we're more than happy to help the kids that need help with their homework or anything else they're doing. We have lots of links on our website for homework help. We have a wonderful children's department that we can refer to and get ideas from them. And sometimes they just want to come in and hang out, and we have some programming geared specifically towards them. And a lot of them are independent. They just do their homework, and we have textbooks over there that they can check out. So we have an array of the textbooks they use, and that's lucky for them that they can.
You gave a small hint there about today's high technology, and high technology obviously means things like Twitter and Facebook. It still seems extraordinary to someone of my generation that, kids of 3 and 4 and 5, for heaven's sakes, are into all that. Does that play a part in the sort of library's interaction with the kids and you and all that sort of stuff?
It does, because obviously they can look up all kinds of things. They may not ask us specific questions, but they're just getting the top level of information. So we're there to provide them deeper information. Of course, they use them socially, and we have to keep an eye on that because they can get loud and laugh and looking at and taking pictures of each other and doing all kinds of things. So it's something that we can't ignore. We need to embrace, and I think we do a good job with it.
When you say getting loud, I go back to my childhood in Great Britain where I grew up, and libraries back then, when you entered a library, it was shh, don't make any noise. But is that still a rule in libraries today?
I wouldn't call it a rule. It's an ideal situation, but when you're dealing with middle school kids have been cooped up in their school all day long, and what they really need to do is run around. It can be a bit of a challenge, which is why we have the deck. The deck's so important for them to move around and not be told to sit down and be quiet. So, yeah, it can be difficult, and we have a system where we ask them to keep it down. We walk around, we get to know them personally, so it is a little more open to the rules that we impose on them. But you put kids in a room and see what happens.
What would you say is one of your biggest challenges in running a library?
Serving the community. You always want to be on top of their needs and their wants and their desires while keeping within budget, what can be done, and time and that sort of thing. So we're always thinking about the community. Do we have the right books? Do we have the right programs? Are they using the library the way they'd like to use the library? Are the computers enough for them? Do they need more help on the computers? Do they need classes about the computers? That sort of thing.
And when we come back, you'll meet a star athlete at Palos Verdes High School who is swimming his way into college. And it's a very lovely fundraiser at the Norris.
Hi, I'm Deputy Chris Knox, here to remind you of the importance of sharing the road. It's important to slow down when you see orange cones in the road. Many days, men and women are involved in road work, so always slow down, even below the speed limit, and be aware of the workers in the road. By following these rules, we can all share the road safely. This message is brought to you by the City of Rancho Palos Verdes and the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department.
And now it's time for sports, where we take you over to PV High to meet Duncan McTavish, who's a senior and star water polo player. But when he started playing sports, he was encouraged to play water polo after a conversation with one of his friend's moms, who told him he was messing up if he didn't play water polo. And from the looks of where Duncan is going to college, this mom really did know best. Here's more.
I've been in and around the water like pretty much all my life. I started swimming when I was super young, but it wasn't until 8th grade when someone's mom, Chris McBee's mom, she has 2 kids that play water polo, and she told me, "You're messing up by playing basketball. You need to play water polo." And so I tried it out, and I just loved it. Like the second I tried it.
Okay, wait, interesting. So you were playing other sports?
I was playing basketball mostly, and I was planning on playing basketball in high school. But then summer before 8th grade year, I was told I should try it by someone. And I loved it. It was great.
You've been playing a long time. Where do you think you've grown the most over the years?
I think I've grown the most in my approach to the game.
Okay.
I've become more calm of a player. I used to get very emotional during games, but I think now I've just tried to be the leader of the team and work as well as I can with the players that I've got, instead of worrying about outside pressures and the referee and reacting. Like I've learned to react to the referee's calls a lot better. It took some work.
Yeah, sure. You have to love swimming, because other people would say, "Oh my God, it's so grueling, 2 hours a night."
I actually do love swimming. like I do swim team. I've been on water polo and varsity swim team since I was a freshman, and I've really had fun with both the sports.
Okay.
Even though water polo is my primary sport. I am playing in college, actually. Yeah.
Tell us where. Tell us all about that.
Oh, I'm going to be playing at Stanford next year. Yeah. So that'll be a big step up to the next round of water polo, which is a much higher level in the collegiate level.
I was going to ask you that. What do you think are the biggest differences playing water polo in high school versus college?
Well, in high school, I've had the fortune to be a little bit bigger than everyone, but in college, it's going to be a level playing field as far as that. And I mean, the game moves so much faster in college. It has to do a lot with just every single player comes from at least 5-6 years of water polo background, and they're just so ready, and they've dedicated their lives to the sport, and they're ready to go in kick butt.
To turn the tables around, if somebody was interested in water polo, kind of the advice that you got, what kind of advice would you give to somebody else who might be kind of wavering? Should I do it? Should I not do it?
I would say try it, and then after your first time, you got to try it 3 times more. You got to try it for a month, because the first 4 practices, you're just you have no idea what, you're figuring out how to do egg beater, you're figuring out how to tread water. It's like all these intricate, thin little things that take at least a month to even become a little bit passable. But once you get to that, past that little curve, it's a really fun sport.
What do you think you're going to remember most about your career here as a Sea King?
I think the moment that I'll remember the most is I remember scoring the tying goal when I was a freshman playing Maricosta High School, and then the crowd of people started chanting, "He's a freshman." So that just sticks out in my mind. That was a great moment.
And finally, it was the Norris Theater's annual fundraiser held at the Norris Pavilion. This year, the fundraiser was entitled Midnight in Manhattan. Here is more from the event.
The Norris Theater and the Palos Verdes Performing Arts always throws a great party, and tonight we're going to check out their biggest fundraiser.
It's a Music and Memories Gala. We're trying a little something new. We're going to start here in the Harleen J. Norris Pavilion, and we're going to have cocktails, we're going to have food stations, and then we're going to have our silent auction here. And then we also have a piano bar playing, so it's kind of more of an interactive event than just people sitting down and being served. So then after we finish that and a live auction, then we're going to go over to the theater, and that's where we're going to do like the highlights of our best professional shows. Our professionals are coming back in and doing a little bit from Cats and doing a little bit from Mary Poppins and little vignettes of many of our shows. And also the conservatory kids are going to be doing some numbers also.
So it's kind of like the party over here and then the show over there, and they're going to be seated at the theater, of course, right?
Yes, definitely seated at the theater.
And fundraising is always important for the Norris. I assume this is also a fundraiser for you.
Yes, this is our annual fundraiser. I mean, we raise $1 million a year, and this is one of the places that we can get a lot of that money.
And fundraising is such a part of the Norris. Can people contribute every day? How do they, I mean, is it going to shows that they help contribute, or do you expect them to be going on the website and making donations? How does that work?
Well, we definitely survive on donations, and of course we want people to come to our shows, but each seat is underwritten. So when someone's paying $60 a seat, we're underwriting another $20 to $30 for that seat so that we can have a community theater. So yes, coming to our shows is important, but also giving. So we have a lot of different campaigns. We have a Friends campaign. We have our annual fundraiser. I do a lot of foundations, writing, grant writing, and then we have support groups. And the support groups bring in a lot of money. And they actually are like groups that have parties, and then they give money to be members of them. So it's camaraderie, it's fun, and it's all for the good of the Palos Verdes Performing Arts.
Now, I enjoy the shows. Let's say I'm one of the Joe Public, and I want to do a little bit more than just enjoy the shows. How do I get to that next step and help underwrite a seat or get involved in one of the groups?
Oh, well, please contact me, Julie Mo Reynolds, I'm the executive director, or James Grusing, who's our new managing director. Please contact us, because there are so many ways that you can help out.
Remember, the Norris Theater relies on your donations and your fundraising efforts. So check out the Norris Theater at norriscenter.com. Back to you, Maria.
And that will do it for Peninsula Beat. From everyone here at RPV TV, make it a great day.